like shit. It was trending all weekend, WrestleMania 36. And I talked about it last year, and it's going to be a tradition as long as this podcast goes on, because I could talk about wrestling all the fucking time. It happened. Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, they had a pretty forgettable match. The big one, this is kind of the way to talk about it, the thing I want to talk about, the most divisive WrestleMania match, most divisive pro wrestling match I've seen in a long fucking time. Edge and Randy Orton had a last man standing match on night 2 WrestleMania, split up into 2 nights. This thing went nearly 37 minutes, and it was basically them brawling all over the Performance Center. And it was pretty fucking crazy, but there's 2 things. People either loved it or they hated it. I've seen no in between. I saw Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter saying it's the most boring match in WrestleMania history. I saw a lot of people online saying they thought it was great. I know that personally myself, I'm split in the middle on it. But anyways, I thought it was a pretty interesting match. If you guys, free trial, you can watch WrestleMania. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. John Morrison, the triple threat ladder match, that was pretty fucking dope. Kevin Owens jumping off the WrestleMania sign to murder Seth Rollins was pretty fucking cool. But the thing I want to talk about was the Boneyard match. A literal B movie. That. Yeah, a literal B movie. Undertaker and AJ Styles. If you guys know anything about the Undertaker, he used to have this American badass gimmick where he was a biker. He was big evil. For one night only, he returned. He came out to Metallica. And it was filmed like a movie, and it was fucking ridiculous, and it was everything that I wanted. It was amazing. Like, listen, this is the most I've been entertained by anything in a while, given all this going on with the coronavirus shit. And just, it was awesome. It was so ridiculous. I rewatched it last night. If you guys want to watch it, just go look it up. It was fucking hilarious and fun all at the same time. It was the most stupid. It was pro wrestling at its most dumb finest. Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about that. I want to give that a quick shout out because it was great.
Okay. Also, I want to ask you something. What is it that kind of puts you on the line with the Edge Randy Orton match? Like you said you're in between, but what is that thing that puts you on the edge? 'Cause there has to be something there. What is that?
Okay, so obviously I wanted to love it because Edge came back. And this is the best feud going into Mania. They both were cutting phenomenal promos. You could tell that Edge and Randy Orton have done acting because they were just acting levels above every other program on there. And anyway, so they're brawling around the arena. They're brawling around the Performance Center. And there was a lot of spots I liked, but it was a much slower match. It was like 36 minutes. It probably could have shaved off 10 minutes if they were just faster with it. There's a lot of shit that I liked in there. It was a pretty... Randy Orton's back got all bloody because at one point Edge did an elbow drop through a table in the backstage area, and Randy's back got all torn up. You could tell they went through like hell to do this match. They beat the shit out of each other. But with that being said, it was a lot slower. I loved the ending. I don't want to. Who gives a shit? You guys are gonna watch it anyway. The ending is, obviously Edge wins. That's a given. It's been 9 years. Of course, he's gonna get the big Mania win. But he did a chair, how do you know how the fuck you say this? Concerto. There we go. I finally did it. My stuttering is done. Concerto. Basically what that is, it's like this wrestling move. It's actually not that hard to do, but it looks brutal. You put one dude's head on a chair, you take another one, and you smash it over the other guy's head. It looks like you're fucking just slamming his head in between 2 chairs. And that's the same thing that Orton did to take out Edge months ago. It was meant to be like poetic justice or some bullshit. And I love the ending. But overall, I'm just conflicted because it was a good match. But if you watch it on fast forward, it's a great match. Because it was just, it's like...
You were just better pacing.
Better pacing would have been phenomenal.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Because I'm like, you make it sound great, but it's like, what's the if? What's the it that it was lacking? And now I get it. It's just the pace of it.
They were very creative, It was, if you're one who just likes just brawling and shit, there's not a whole lot of technical shit involved. You'll probably like it. But if you're somebody who wants good technician shit, mat-based wrestling, stuff like that, you wouldn't enjoy it.
Granted, why are you watching WWE if you want that? You know what I mean?
That's true. That style is just far between nowadays. But like the best matches of like the whole weekend were just that crazy shit. It's just
That's
the crazy
good.
because they had to get really creative. There's like a match between Bray Wyatt and John Cena where it was like I don't even know how to explain it. I felt like I was tripping on acid. Because the whole Bray Wyatt character's like this guy, like, I don't even know how to fucking explain it. He's just crazy and he controls shit. It was like making John Cena relive his greatest failures or some shit. It was like
Oh my god.
Like, fucking with his mental state.
That's a bit far-fetched for the WWE. Why did
Yeah, it was meant to be like fucking with his mental state or some shit. Because he's like this all-powerful, not even all-powerful, he's like a demon. So he was like making him relive his like biggest fuck-ups. And I'm like, this is...
his first WWE match.
That's exactly what dude, that was it. That was one of the ones. They had John Cena come out in the old getup and shit.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was insane. It was just so, it wasn't as fun as the Undertaker one, because the Undertaker one was just so ridiculous, it was awesome. He rode in on the bike, he literally murdered these two men. He murdered multiple people. He lit a house on fire and shit, like it was just,
oh my
it was the
god.
most ridiculous thing. It was so fucking ridiculous.
They went very theatrical with this year, did they?
They had to, man. They had to.
Now, I have to say, they're still doing it in that little arena type scenario, right?
Yeah, the WWE Performance Center.
Is it still really cringe?
I'd say no, because I feel like most of the stuff that was cringe is like whenever they're first trying to figure it out, and some stuff is cringe. Because you can, like, they're still making, like, they're trying to make noise, right? Because noise is important. And commentary sometimes is, like, quiet, and it's kind of weird. Some of the segments they did without the crowd were just dumb. But then there was, like, the John Morrison, like, there was a triple threat ladder match, right? And it's hard to fuck those up. And just, they're spot fest. It's like them jumping off a ladder, just doing crazy shit. That match was awesome. I loved that. You can hear them talking trash to each other. If they're actually good at playing the role, it'll be good. Edge dropped an F-bomb the other day, like, because they're on paper, they can do what they want, you know, and they were talking more shit as a result. And those that were good at it, it came off as more realistic, came off more just them fighting. Like, it was Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins had a great match, because it was meant to be like just a blood feud where these guys hated each other. And Seth, like, they were just talking shit to each other the whole time, and it was a lot better. And then obviously, if they did like a spot that was just like insane, it helped add to it, because they actually allowed these guys to wrestle, as opposed to just having like a quick bullshit match that nobody cared about. Now, there were some that were cringe. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of these matches sucked. That were just pointless.
Which has been the worst? That you're like, oh my, this was not a good look.
Goldberg's match is pretty fucking bad. I'm a massive Goldberg fan, and Goldberg mark, as the kids say.